Hello dear learner. From this week onwards, we start Module 2, in which we will get into the practical aspects of effective business communication for 21st century workspace. It's important to note here that your mastery in these practical aspects of essential business communication skills depends ultimately upon you. So I hope that you will take time to apply these techniques you're about to learn in these videos and spend enough time working out the techniques and exercises. The three-step writing process. The foundation to any effective business communication is what is known in the industry as the three-step writing process. Skipping even one step can lead to plenty of miscommunication and stress during and after the process of communication. The three steps of any good business communication process are: number 1, plan; number 2, write; number 3, complete. It has been our experience that the more one uses these three-step learning process, the more intuitive and automatic it becomes over a period of time. The planning process for any business communication can be broadly categorized into two sections. The two parts are analyzing the situation and number 2, gathering information. For your convenience sake, we have split this topic into two separate videos. In this video, we will take a brief look into the various aspects that go into analyzing the situation. Optimizing your writing time. As a general rule, experts say that it is wise to set aside roughly 50% of any business communication project time for planning, 25% for writing, and 25% for completing. Yes, reserving half the time for planning a business communication project might seem a bit too much, but careful planning usually saves time in the long run by focusing on your writing and reducing the need for reworking. However, it must be remembered that each project is different. For example, an email is much easier to write than a sales report. A sales report might need more planning than a simple email to your boss or colleague. Start with the 50-25-25 split as a guideline, and then use your judgment for each project. Planning effectively. Let us assume a very likely future scenario. You are asked to mail a client of the company about an upcoming product launch. If you are an inexperienced communicator, you will instantly be tempted to drive directly into writing. Resist that temptation. Skipping or shortchanging the planning stage often creates extra work and stress later in the process. Careful planning is necessary to make sure you provide the right information to the right people in the right format. Analyzing the situation. Every business communication happens in a particular context and is a response to a particular situation. In the scenario given earlier, your email message is likely to be focused on a single goal, an information about a product launch to a particular client. In this case, you have the luxury of focusing on the needs of a single personality who is identifiable readily. But if the scenario is altered to now include a set of clients, let us say 100 individuals, it takes on a different status. Now you have to choose to send 100 personalized mails to 100 clients or send one mail to all 100 clients, which is known as mass mailing. In this case, you will need to know what to choose. And it means more planning and more time spent on understanding the audience. Defining your purpose. All business messages have a general purpose: to inform, to persuade, or to collaborate with the audience. Within the scope of this general purpose, each message will also have a specific purpose, which identifies what the sender hopes to accomplish with their message and what the audience should do or react after receiving the message. Get to know your purpose intimately. In the scenario of sending a mail to a client of the company about an upcoming product launch, the general purpose is to inform the client about the product launch. The specific purpose is to get her to buy or to endorse the new product. Which of the specific purpose here do you go for? Is it to get her to buy or to get her to endorse your product? The answer to this question will determine your efforts in writing step of the 3-step writing process. Test your purpose by asking these 4 questions. Will anything change as a result of my message? Is my purpose realistic? Is the time right? Is my purpose acceptable to your organization? Developing an audience profile. Why is it important to understand the audience? Because it is the audience who will decide to open your email or to read your messages. It is the audience who will decide to pay attention to that presentation you have so painstakingly designed. For simple, routine messages, you usually don't need to analyze your audience in depth. For complex messages or messages for uninterested audience or sometimes even hostile audiences, it is always recommended to take the time to study their information needs and potential reactions to your message.
Let us now take a look at a scenario. A mid-level manager announcing work from home arrangement to a services company workforce. There is one boss who says, "Great news, all employees can now work from home during lockdown. We can be in touch through internet, email, Zoom, etc." This is one person sending one message. Is this message received uniformly by all the employees? No, the reactions will be very different for different types of people. Here we have given you 5 different responses of the employees. You can pause the video now to check out the different responses and play when you have finished reading all the responses here.
Follow these steps to conduct a thorough assessment of the audience. Number 1, identify your primary audience. Number 2, determine audience size and geographical distribution. Determine the audience composition. Gauge audience members and their level of understanding. Understand audience expectations and preferences. Forecast probable audience reaction. Sending a message, whether it is a business or personal, without having a sound knowledge of the audience is like shooting an arrow in the dark. Sure, in the world of business communication, it is always important to know your audience and predict the way they will respond to your business communication. So we come here at the end of the first part of planning your business communication process. Let us now look at the key takeaways from this video. This video is about analyzing the situation. The key takeaways are: determine whether the purpose of your message is to inform, persuade, or collaborate. Identify what you want your audience to do or think after receiving the message. Make sure your purpose is worthwhile and realistic. Make sure the time is right for your message. Make sure your purpose is acceptable to your organization. Identify the primary audience. Determine the size and composition of your audience. Estimate your audience level of understanding and probable reaction to your message. We will meet you in the second part of this video, planning your business communication online. We hope this video has provided some information helpful for your future business communication. Thank you for watching the first part of planning business communication. Happy learning.